Chapter 1168. The Snows of Elbaph. The Winds of Winter? Is this foreshadowing? The Winds of Winter? Probably not. Probably not. A family of sheep knitting kachan 6 gloves. Okay. Okay. I mean... Okay. That's cute, I guess. Where is this happening, though? I mean, the architecture low-key looks kind of like Elbaph. Kinda. It has like the whole like sloped roofs, and it's winter time. Sus. Okay, moving on. That same year, 15 years ago, around the world, they're saying those giants in the Navy played a crucial role once again. So that's great to hear. I used to think they were scary. Now I wish I could meet them someday. Is there any way to get more shipped here? Folks can't get enough of that Elbaph seafood. Yeah, I bet. Good. Good Elbaph cheddar. It's quality stuff. It's too bad it's too hard to ship. I mean, I guess Harald kind of got what he wanted. People like Elbaph. People are not afraid of Elbaph. They even got the Elbaph cheddar. And what can be better than the Elbaph cheddar? Elbaph New World. And once our dream of being part of the world government comes true, Harald, King Harald, I think that we should build a cruise ship so that we can travel freely to our fellow nations. I mean, not cheddar, cedar? Is that not how you spell cheddar? Oh, it's Guys, I'm stupid. Guys, I'm stupid. I thought they were talking about cheese. I mean, close enough. There is indeed wood in the background. There is indeed wood in the background, and I think that is how you spell wood, yes. Cedar. Yeah, that is indeed a tree. We're gonna ignore this. The cheddar trees. To the rest of the world, we are just a very curious minority. There are so many different peoples in the different countries. They each have cultures worthy of respect. And as we come into contact with them, Elbaph will gain more friends and more wisdom. I can't wait. So they're going to keep exporting cheddar. They're going to keep selling that fine Elbaph cheddar and having a good time. I wonder why they're not exporting wood, though, because they got so many trees, right? And they're giant trees, too. I think I should call this a plot hole. Elbaph not exporting wood. Why are they making cheddar of all things? What a bunch of bozos. We're almost there, my countrymen. Our future is bright. Guess the warrior business is dead. I will see it through, Ida. The Walrus School. This is thanks to you, Saul. A lot more healthy and kids swinging swords, that is she. I mean, I have a very hard time, because, like, I have a hard time being excited about this, you know? Because, I mean, yeah, on one hand, he was very, very right, you know? It worked. They are now connected to the World Trade Network, and they're doing all right. But he literally made a deal with the devil. So I have a very hard time being excited about this. Don't it scare you thinking about what you're losing, Harald? I no longer think of military might as our national strength. Ida taught me everything I know. The fact that I met her is my lifelong treasure. Wow, another mom is dead. That's crazy. I could have never seen this coming. I'm so shocked and sad. They have Adamwood Black Market? True. What about cheddar, though? Hey, Harald, you've really changed. When I first came here, I was terrified of all the civil wars. But you've changed this country bit by bit. Children studying hard, bright and cheerful laughter. It's like a different country entirely. Old practices, strange customs. We ought to throw out all of the bad habits of our warrior past. Really? But I like warrior's pride. I think it's cool. You ought to treasure your culture. Well, what about the fact that you and I weren't allowed to marry? I've never gotten over that. I mean, I do think it's kind of alarming how quickly he's just like, nah, we should just like erase everything we did. Because, like, look, having a military is always a good idea, especially when you're going to be dealing with a very shady world government, you know? I'll just say that I think it's a very, very handy thing to have. It shouldn't be your entire culture, but man. Have you never sold your soul to the devil to raise your standing with the world? Are you even living? I should look into that. I should look into that. Maybe I can do some kind of pentagram in my bathroom or something. I'm just gonna draw a big pentagram across my entire bathroom floor. Think about it. Think about it. You told them you wanted to make me your true wife, didn't you? That's so sweet of you. You're my big sweetie. What about Loki? He'll be Hyrudin's little brother. How's that? To me, that's what he's always been. Nah. Oda, you can, like... See, this is what I'm talking about. So Oda can try and emotionally manipulate me as long as, like, as much as, and as long as he wants to. But he has failed, because I saw this coming a mile away. I knew she was gonna be dead. Why you keep killing moms, Oda? Why you keep doing this? I saw it in my memories of the future. My observation hockey. It was... Just hearing that from you will keep me fed for months. But really, I don't mind. You're everyone's king, Harald, not just mine. We're almost there, aren't we? That's right, Ida. Very soon. We'll be connected to the rest of the world, and our world will grow to be millions of times larger than before. Then we'll do what we used to do, and go traveling all over. That sounds fantastic. I can't wait. Neither can I. Are you happy, Oda? Are you happy with yourself? Are you proud of what you've done? Are you proud of the story you've written? Of the mother that you have killed? Of the hope you have smothered out? Do better. Do better, Oda. For if a mom dies in One Piece, the son will be good, but if a mom lives, then the son will become a son will become a villain. I mean, we're gonna have to do a A/B test with Blackbeard on that one. We're gonna have to run some tests. The way for Oda to surprise me now is if we have a prince with good parents and only the father dies. Absolutely diabolical, bro. Why you do? What's wrong with this man? What's wrong with Oda? Why would he do this? Dofi's famously alive mother. Ah, yes. It do be like that. It do be like that. 14 years ago, Sacred Marie Joie. Shanks has gone missing? Yes. And once his current mission was complete, he was on track to be made a full-fledged knight. As his backup, this means you have a golden opportunity. Will you take it? Guys, why is Harald so small? Guys, we have a colossal titan situation. Our boy can shrink on demand, apparently. Of course! I want to join the Knights of God! It means that Elbaph will be allowed to join the government! Congratulations, the Great One trusts you. What a long haul it's been. And now you'll be known as the king who changed Elbaph's history forever. Actually, on the day that Elbaph is entered into the world government, I plan to abdicate the throne. Someone younger and purer deserves to be our new king. That is for Mu to decide. Okay, what is actually the canonical height? Like, shouldn't Harald be actually taller than the throne canonically? I need someone to do the math, because I'm pretty sure he should be taller than the actual throne. Because, I mean, the elders shift size from being up to his ankle to being up to his, like, knee. Very goofy, very goofy. I do wonder what, like, actually scale accurate this would look like. It'd probably look comical as all hell. It's just Harald looking down at Emu. Oda just wanted Harald to... Oh, yeah, of course. The purpose of the scene is to have Harald looking up. Of course. Of course, it just looks very, very funny. I always, like, when it comes to moments like these, I always wonder, like, if you made a story that is, like, 100% accurate down to the minute details, how goofy some of these scenes would be. I just find it amusing. Story-wise, it's of course making a point. I understand that. I'm not stupid. Well, I am. I am stupid, but not about this. What? Why is someone sitting on the empty throne. I'm closer. I've been watching thee, Harald. Ah! Also, I like how the... Oh! This is an unfinished chapter, right? I was about to say! I went to the next page. I think this chapter is just unfinished. Because you can see some of, like, the sketches under... Is this chapter, like, unfinished? Or is this on purpose? I remember this is how the last unfinished chapter looked like. I was gonna say, like, I really like that the menacing symbols are actually different. And I was thinking that is this like a actually creative decision, but I don't think it is. I think it's just because it's slightly janky. Unfinished? Okay. Okay, yeah. Okay. Honestly, now I kind of wish that when we see Emu, like the menacing things, they actually change like the style. Because I kind of like this. This looks cool. Because it's not like totally blacked out, and it's not totally white. It's like scratchy with a pencil. That looks cool. That's cool. This strength is rippling through me. It's almost frightening. So unless there is something completely new, unless there is something that is completely new, this just has to be hockey, right? If the moment he is imprinted with the new mark, he instantly feels more powerful, isn't this like the same thing as infusing hockey into like the knot? But that still doesn't make sense, unless Emu has some kind of devil fruit that makes every single person a conduit for his hockey. Because it's not even that he feels the mark, is that he instantly feels more powerful, even though nothing is happening. Oh yeah, by the way, one thing that I completely, because I just read now he is immortal. So what the hell's up with the Law's devil fruit? If he could just give immortality, is like Law's devil fruit no longer a thing? I don't know. Can it be giving some of his strength through the marked one? Yeah, that's what I mean. Like if his devil fruit is some kind of thing to like make you a conduit, then yes. But I don't know. Law's devil fruit gives eternal youth. Yeah, but this seems to do the same exact thing. Because like the elders stopped aging the moment they got immortality, right? I think that's why like they looked so different. Like Jupiter looks very different from like Saturn, right? I think they stop aging the moment they get the mark, based on their appearances at least. And Gunko too. Yeah, Gunko is another one. So I think it's the same thing. Garling still ages, but then how the hell do the elders work? Because the elders don't age. Clearly the elders have, well, not eternal youth, but their aging is frozen. And same with Gunko. Is the season pass third tier? So okay, so they got the season pass, and Garling just had like the cheap. He just bought loot boxes basically. Bro, this eternal youth stuff is so weird. Because I always thought that emus. Yeah, I never even registered this up until now. I was never even thinking about it. But we like talked about Law's devil fruit being important for such a long time that I completely forgot that these guys are literally immortal as well. Eternal youth and immortality are two different things. Okay, forget about immortality. What I'm saying is that giving immortality freezes you aging, which is functionally eternal youth, because you stop aging. Being immortal, that's a bonus. That's a season pass. But giving immortality also stops aging you, right? You can still age, but they don't. But they don't. What do you mean you can still age, but they don't? I think it's mistranslated immortality here. It means that you can't be killed and you're not getting old. Emu might be prioritizing Gunko because she has blue hair, and we know how Emu gets a girl who has blue hair. Garling and Summer still age. They don't have eternal youth. But then why the hell does... Hold up. We're bringing up the last panel. Oh wait, but it didn't give us details. So we don't know. Never mind. I was gonna say that let's bring up the previous chapter, but it didn't say anything about anything. This is all speculation. You can't be killed but age naturally, like we have seen with that clown. But they don't though, because Jupiter was young. Jupiter didn't look old at all. Is Jupiter the right one I'm even talking about? Hold up. Jupiter. This one. Like if this guy is if this guy is old, then I don't know what to tell you, bro. This guy does not look old. Bro, Garp looks older than him. This guy's not old. That's not great. This is not great. What you mean? What you mean? Garp. This guy is old. Look at this little bro. Look at this little bro. Look at this bro, and then look at this guy. You mean to tell me this guy's old and this guy's old as well? No, this guy's young. No shot. Even Rayleigh, bro. Look at Rayleigh. This is what it means to be old. Look at this guy. He dyes his hair. They messed up the colors. Okay, anyway. Ganko is still one that it's weird. It's weird. So I don't know. 5 elders can somehow get an extra bonus, but other raiders just can't be killed but grow old? No. Harald just got tier 2 mark like the other god knights, and they're getting old too. Gorosei for sure has the abyss mark like Ganko, so they don't get old. From what we've read, it seems like they grow old but until they get the abyss contract, but Ganko is a special case. Their age is frozen. What we've concluded with Saturn. Emu revoked the contract, aging caught up, and he turned into a skeleton. Then thus the scan also has the word immortality in quotation marks. So they do stop aging. Emu likes the girls with blue hair. That's why they get special treatment. Okay, we're gonna leave it at that, and we're gonna keep reading. Because now we're getting lost in the sauce. Anyway. And now, he is immortal. It chills the spine. He is more than a monster. At this point, he's a weapon. Now, at long last, thou art an undying knight in service to Mu. Undying? It still doesn't feel real. Thou wilt create an abyss on Elbaph. That will be thy bond to us. Guys, you ever get a new boss that is like, okay, so we are doing good, all right? Welcome, you'll be starting Monday. One last thing though. One last thing. So we've talked about how much you're gonna get paid, your days off. We've talked about all the details. We've signed a contract. One last thing. Okay? You go home, gonna have to draw a pentagram. Okay? I know, sounds slightly weird, but you gotta go home and draw a pentagram. Okay? That's the last thing, and then we're done. But make sure you draw a pentagram. And when thou hast completed thy final duty, after that, let's have a toast. Thy wish will be granted. Elbaph will be welcomed among the world government member nations. I find it so funny that he's actually gonna go home now and draw a literal pentagram. Oh my god, wait, just the next... I go to the next page and he's literally just sitting by the pentagram. Jesus Christ. Aurust Castle. Huh? What did you just say? Oh, great Emo. It's just a pentagram. I find that so funny. It's such a goofy thing. Isn't it weird how this unfinished chapter has more frames than an episode of One Punch Man? Use thy entire country to form an army of warriors. Thou wilt build a giant fleet to rival the navy and act for the benefit of the world. That is thy... Wait, no, stop! I've been doing all this to help Elbaph escape the cycle of fighting. Of course I've always intended to allow those who wish to enlist in the navy to do so, but not like this. Who's His Majesty talking to in there? Okay, so Emu actually got an agent to literally basically wipe out the navy as a whole. That's kind of crazy how he's doing this, because this is like more than a Trojan horse. This is, I'm gonna build up the navy while at the same time building an even stronger force to completely cannibalize the navy. That's crazy. Unless to rival the navy doesn't actually mean that he wants to rival the navy. Oh, that's Appa, look at him. What does the scan say about this? Does the rival actually say to rival or just like equal in size? It's more like make an army as powerful. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering now. Because if he was truly like a evil guy, it would make sense to what... Oh, stand alongside is what the scan says. So I think it's more so to scale the size of the navy. Okay. Okay. Huh. Find that interesting though, especially considering what we've seen. So the God Valley flashback. Dragon, a Marine, saves kids, leaves the Marines, forms the Revolutionaries. Garp, a Marine, says he's going to stay behind in the Marines, to protect the Marines, right? Two very different Marine dudes, both clearly against Emu. And now he wants to build a navy to rival the Navy, wants to build a ship fleet that rivals the Navy. I don't know. Still think it's kind of sus. Still think it's a little bit sus. Even though it says that, I do wonder whether there's actually a deeper motive there. Because at the end of the day, like, once Emu's plan is done, he would also wipe out the Navy, right? Because the Navy is still an independent branch. Why would you have an independent branch if you want to take over the world? Like, eventually the Navy would also become Emu's army. But okay, for now, we're just going to take it as him wanting another military. Thou saidst history would be atoned for. Thou saidst thou would be a slave. Yes, but only myself. History is not so light that it can be shouldered by thee alone. Do not speak back. Thou canst not obey Mu. It's not sus better to have another army just in case of a coup. That's exactly what I mean. That's exactly what I mean. You build two separate armies and then use the one that you can use that is like slightly more powerful to wipe out and cannibalize the other one. To slowly just like literally take over the world bit by bit by bit. That's why I got sus to begin with when it says rival the Navy, because the Navy is still a mostly independent branch from the world government. Like, the world government commands the Navy, but not really. Like, the Navy is still an independent branch of mostly people who help people, right? Like, even on God Valley, the Marines, a lot of them were just saving people. So it is interesting how the wording is used there. Those who have accepted the Depths Covenant are given immortality and strength, but must obey orders in return. Think what thou wilt. I will have my way. And now he wants to really quickly cover up the little thing. I can't stop being controlled. An Elbaph with me. There was never any intent to bring us into the circle of the world. Damn you, Emu. This is a very big reminder to everybody who, again, when your employer asks you to draw a big pentagram, think about Harald. Ask yourself, what would Harald do in this moment? And then do the opposite. I find this so depressing because we saw this coming from like so far away, you know? We have been waiting for this catastrophe to happen for like, what, 6-7 chapters by now. Because every single time, I mean, we talked about this. Every single time he was talking with Rox, it was obvious what's gonna happen, you know? But it is still like, man. I'm still very sus about this. Okay. Harald meant well, but I mean, the moment he saw Emo sitting on the throne, that he didn't become sus. Naive, but still so sad. Feel for him. I mean, yeah, like look. Sabo saw, like, the empty throne for, what, like 2 seconds, and he was like, bruh. You know? This guy walked in there and signed a contract. So, I mean, I think there's a big difference in like what they were tied up in. The eyes do kind of look like ripples in an ocean. Yeah, you are right about that. Okay. Let's keep reading. Guards to arms! Were you planning to make the warriors of Elbaph your slaves? What is it, your majesty? Is someone in here? Bring chains! Tie me to this pillar! Huh? Act quickly! Call Chief Jarul and my sons! I'm pretty sure Hyrule is out at sea right now. And Prince Loki is still in a cage for that thing he did. I cannot resist. Are we gonna see him pop off? What's the matter, your majesty? Just release him. Underworld holding cells. You're freed, Loki! Report to Otis Castle immediately! The king calls for you! Jarul's house. Urgently? Just a moment. What could it be? But now, let us return to the story. On this day, there was a terrible massacre inside the castle, and the most beloved ruler in the history of Elbaph, wise King Harald, perished. So, when are we gonna find out how to break the immortality? I guess not now. I was really hoping we would see how the immortality is broken. But alas. Cinema. Break next week? I think we've had 3 chapters in a row though. This isn't that bad. This isn't that bad. I think we were in for a break. So to summarize, Elbaph sold a lot of cheddar, many cheddar. Then Oda killed another mom. Then he brought her back to life, and then he killed her again. Kind of, I guess. But no wood. Yes. For some reason, Elbaph is not exporting wood, even though, like, it makes no sense. Then, our boy Harald made the wackiest deal of all time, and then he got killed. And that's the end of that. Yeah, I mean, I think this is a very nice chapter just to close everything off. Like, there's no big revelations in this chapter, really, I think. I think this is just mostly tying up all the loose ends. Nice. I do think, like, all goofs memes aside, Harald and Rox's story is, like, top 5 all One Piece stories for me. Without a shadow of a doubt. The way Oda wrote Harald, because Harald was effectively written into a corner. Right? This is what we kept talking about back and forth all the time. Like, Harald had basically no good options. And, like, to a certain extent, he did what was best for his people, but he also kind of doomed them, you know? But I think if he were to pursue the opposite path, it would have also been, like, a very similar result, only kind of in the opposite direction. Right? I think there was no escaping the wrath of Emu. It was just going to depend on how and when it arrives. I am very curious about the building the navy thing. I wonder what Emu's plan was. I do wonder about this. Building another giant navy to rival the navy. Or giant fleet, I keep saying navy. With Rox and Harald, Oda wrote the classic tragic hero of old sagas, you know, the ones doomed from the start. Yeah, pretty much. Like, Harald was just a king with basically no way out. He had a duty to his people, and he did the best he could, but, you know, he was going to get cooked regardless. If he went with Rox, I mean, it still wouldn't have been great. And if he went with Emu, well, we saw what happened when he went with Emu, you know. Fascinating. I believe by the end of Elbaph, Loki will have to join the Straw Hats or maybe Blackbeard, but he will leave and he will give Hyrule his support so he can be king. I'm gonna be honest with you. I am very confused, conflicted, not sure what's gonna happen with Loki. Loki has pretty much gone against my expectations for most of this arc. I don't know where he's going to end up. Cause like I can't exactly see him joining up Luffy, even though I can see their interests being aligned, right? Like I can totally see them working towards similar goals, and like in the mural, Loki is there, so it does make sense. But I don't see it happening. I don't see it happening. Because, like, if Yamato and Momo didn't join right away, I just don't see Loki straight up joining us as well. Have a very hard time seeing that. An alliance, like, with the Minks? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Loki's a weird one. And the same thing with, like, Blackbeard. I just don't see him ending up with Blackbeard either. Loki should join his brother instead. It would be much more meaningful. Yeah, I do agree with you. I think if he just stays with Hyrule and sort of just like carries on his father's legacy, but like in a not naive way, I think it'd be cool. And I think it would also be interesting if they actually just did away with like a king as a whole, you know, and there wasn't just one king of Elbaph or something like that. I think that would be also pretty interesting from like a progression perspective. But I mean, I don't know. What were you talking about, Ginny? Which chapter Ginny got kidnapped? Why was Shanks absent 14 years ago? Corazone's backstory and Ginny got kidnapped. Was Shanks involved? I don't think so. I wouldn't expect that to be. I think it's just a coincidence. Because at this point, like, we are covering the years. Like, this flashback has covered so many, like, exact years that I think there's going to be overlap regardless. I think there's just other things happening in the world. I don't think those two things are connected. If Harald didn't mean Ida, he would have joined Rox. Well, yeah, and if he met Roger... then, oh, I guess he kind of did meet Roger. But if he met, I don't know. I mean, it's what ifs, right? I don't know if he would have joined up with Rox. I guess he would have, but who knows? But a lot of things could have happened if, you know? I don't think him joining up with Rox would have ended very well either. I think it would have still gone pretty terribly. Ginny was sent to Marie's Raw. Maybe that was Shanks' final mission to be a holy knight. I don't know. I don't know. I don't really see I don't really see the need to have like another crossover between like Kuma, I guess kind of Dragon, and Shanks then. It seems kind of like a weird thing to have. Tom's first sea train was finished 14 years ago. Shanks did that, surely? Yeah, pretty much. Like, I think we have been retreading a lot of these years for so long that I think like you will see these coincidences, and I don't think these events are linked. But that's the chapter. Like I said, no big revelations, really, like no big twists, just tying up Rox and Elbaph's story. Not Rox's, Harald's and Elbaph's story. Cinema, no complaints. I still think they should have been selling like wood though. Like, why does the nation with so many trees sell cheese? What are they, stupid? Why sell cheddar? Shanks's mom could be descended from Joy Boy, and that's why he's a child of destiny. It sounds like Nepopies, but I think it would show a blood relation plus, or rather, it doesn't mean will inherited. It seems like kind of like just like a random thing if he is a descendant from Joy Boy. I don't know. Predictions for next chapter? It would be so funny if Oda like writes in another intermission. Can you imagine if next chapter we open and there's another intermission with stuff going on in the world? Which honestly, I wouldn't be shocked. Oda might be thinking like, yeah, we're already doing a bunch of lore stuff. Why don't we do a little bit more? Why don't we do just a little bit more? Just check out what's going on in the world. Loki fruit reveal.
Don't ever cook again.
Shut up. Shut up. What was it saying? Loki fruit reveal? I mean, I think we have to, right? Like, at this point, it's only a matter of time. And I would expect it to be pretty soon. We still don't know why God Valley is called God Valley. Well, God Valley was called God Valley even before the events of God Valley. So, there must be something that is way back in the past. Whatever it is. So, who knows? Who knows? There are lots of gods in this story, and I don't think it's really going to be indicative of many things. It could be for Nika, it could be for something else. I kind of hope that it's not just like where Nika was born though. But who knows? Who knows? What news on Jump Festa do you think we're getting? When is Jump Festa happening? Jump Festa. December 20th. It's a weird time. It's a weird time because the West doesn't usually announce stuff. Yeah, this is a weird one. Were there a lot of announcements in Jump Festa 2024? Wait, that's when we got the Wit Studio announcement, wasn't it? That was 2023, I think, not 2024. Or was it 20? Well, whatever the case. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe we'll get a Wit update, but it's kind of weird. You don't see a lot of big stuff announced that close to Christmas. I don't know. No idea. All right, that's it. I will see you back soon, TM, for the next stream, whenever that is. Now I'm gonna go work on videos. All right, that's it. Have a good start of your week. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.